Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. Budapest first impression upon arrival. Is this European paradise? Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'll be in Budapest for a month, and at the end of my trip, I'll be recording my final verdict video comparing Budapest with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. With that being said, let's begin taking a look at this beautiful city. We are currently located at the beautiful white castle here on the hilly side of the city, and it is very beautiful and very impressive. By looking at this castle, I cannot imagine how much time and energy and effort it took to build this beauty. It's just so unbelievably beautiful and so much detail went into it. And believe it or not, this area is actually completely free to visit. They do have some areas that are restricted, and you can buy a ticket that is fairly affordable if you'd like to access those areas. But for the most part, you can walk around for free and you can enjoy the beautiful scenic views of the castle as well as the city. And this whole neighborhood is pretty awesome to explore. And the tickets are also really cheap if you decide to give yourself a tour of the restricted spaces. It costs only a few dollars, a few American dollars, so it's very affordable. And if you come here early in the mornings before 9 o'clock or in the evenings after 9 o'clock, it's actually completely free. Sometimes it's actually free. Everything is completely free even earlier. It depends on the date and the season, if it's busy or not busy. You can look it up online and find out their schedule and the availability of things. But either way, even if you come at the time when it's not completely free, you can still explore this whole stuff without having to pay a dime. And I'm a big fan of these kind of places that allow you to enjoy and appreciate the history and the beauty at no cost. I mean, of course, you still have to pay for getting here, flying or taking the train, and you have to pay for accommodations and you have to pay for food, and chances are you might be paying for other things. So it's not completely free, but you don't have to pay extra to enjoy this place. And speaking of the first impression, it's actually, I mean, out of all the cities I have visited, and I have been to so many different cities in Europe, Asia, and the United States, Budapest is one of those cities that give you that wow factor almost immediately. As soon as you get off the train, if you arrive by train, or as soon as you reach the city center, if you arrive by plane and you need to get to the city center from the airport, it's very impressive right away. There are so many beautiful buildings. The architecture is so insanely beautiful. It's very difficult to describe it with words. I don't know why. I want to do some research and try to understand why is it Budapest that is so beautiful in comparison to a lot of other cities. They have so many buildings that look so insanely beautiful, and I can't wait to do a little bit more research and find out what the reason behind it is. I know that they were part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and I know this was a very powerful empire, and it was known for being very culturally developed with a focus and emphasis on art and music and things like that. And maybe that's part of the reason why this city is so impressive. I also learned that in the late 19th century. It was the center of a lot of developments and manufacturing and technology improvements that were coming during that time. This was one of the leading cities, and right now actually they still manufacture a lot of things in Hungary, especially when it comes to the car business. A lot of big famous brands, they manufacture either parts or whole vehicles here in Hungary. So this country is known for that. I won't get into the politics too much, but whatever they did in terms of their architecture back in the day, it's excellent. And also whatever they did with their public transportation, it's very, very efficient and very easy to use and very affordable and convenient and accessible. So I'm very, very grateful to be able to have so many buses and trams and trolley buses and being able to ride them for such a low price. And also it's very easy to pay for it in the first place. When I got off the train, literally right in front of my face, there were several vending machines with transit passes. And it was just super easy to figure it out. I did not have to download any apps or do any kind of research or do some kind of verification or install something. Wow. I love the sound of those bells. Very beautiful as well. And take a look at this street. So as I was saying, I was very impressed with how easy it is to pay for public transportation and how affordable it is. Also very impressed with the architecture. This place is just one of the many different places that are so beautiful and impressive and totally worth exploring when you are in Budapest. And another thing that I noticed is that it feels like this city is very international, and it's also kind of fast-paced compared to a lot of other cities I just came from. Like if you compare it with Bucharest, the capital of Romania, or Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, those are a little bit more laid back. Whereas Budapest, the capital of Hungary, it feels like it's a little bit more faster paced, more business oriented, and I felt like the drivers are driving a lot faster, including public transportation drivers, and that is really cool because I don't know if you can relate to this feeling. Sometimes you get on the bus and it's so slow, it's painfully slow. The driver is like really taking his time. Sometimes there is nothing in front and the driver is still barely moving, and the stops are located too close to one another and just takes forever to get from one place to another. But in this case, the location between stops is reasonable. It's not too close together, and the drivers, they really I'm not sure if that is just like a local culture or maybe I just got to see those drivers too much, but either way, they just really went really fast. The acceleration was very quick, and then the speed they maintained. Sometimes I even felt like a little bit scared. Wow, this city has so many cars and pedestrians and scooters and motorcycles and bicycles and so many things moving, and these drivers, they just go so fast. And I have noticed also the tram drivers were pretty fast. And they do have a lot of separation when it comes to public transportation. They have their own dedicated lanes, and it makes a huge difference. So far, the experience has been very quick, combined with very high frequencies and affordability. That is definitely something that stands out. Oh, and also the vintage transit vehicles. They have so many old school trams to choose from. Also some old school trains, also some unique transit options, like with the third rail in the middle that takes you up the mountain, and some old school trains, as I mentioned, and even some older trolley buses that are still in service. So this city is definitely a paradise for transit lovers. No way to argue with that. And also it's a paradise for architecture lovers, and also it's known for its nightlife and its music scene, the concerts and the art. So it is really a good destination. Also for people who like to walk around, it's very pedestrian friendly, and you have this wow factor right away as soon as you reach the city. And also when you realize that it's not just one or two buildings, you keep walking around, you keep exploring and keep discovering, and you realize, wow, this whole city is like this. I had no idea that the city center doesn't have to be small. Like in some other cities, like I just came from Brussels, it's just that center of the city that is really magical. But once you leave that city center, it's not as much to see or do unless you just go hiking. But here in Budapest, like we are looking at this beautiful castle view. This is just one of the many different places that are awesome in this city. I can't wait to explore it all. My first impression is 10 out of 10. I don't think it gets any better. And on this note, I would like to remind you that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad, or through the link in the video description below. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities around the world, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.